What's up, people of the internet? My name is Dabacab, and today we're going to draft a deck in Artifact, so stay tuned. Alright, so for those of you who don't know, Howling Mind, that's Howling Mind with a D, is a website where you're able to basically practice your Artifact deck building skills because they have a draft tool that simulates what it's like to draft a deck in the actual game of Artifact. And since it's going to be a month until we're going to have actual real life Artifact content, we're going to have to get creative and I'm going to have to find new ways to entertain you guys. So we're going to take a look at this tool and draft a deck together and see if we can make a halfway decent deck. All right, so let's dive in and see what we've got. In red, we have Legion Commander and New Orders. Legion Commander is pretty good. It's kind of a tempting choice, to be honest. In blue, we have Glyph of Confusion, which is not that great because it hurts you just as much as it hurts them. We really only want to take Glyph of Confusion in decks that don't have a lot of units that we're going to put on the board, and we have no way of knowing how many units we're going to draft, so not a great card. We also have Call the Reserves, which is okay. I mean, summoning 2 melee creeps in any lane. It's flexible, you get a lot of value out of it. It's just kind of expensive, and 2 melee creeps are just not going to have a huge impact. They're essentially just blockers, you know. And then we've got Arcane Assault, which is super flexible in blue, and Messenger Rookery, which has the potential to help you really lock down a lane. I kind of like the idea of like blue combat control with Legion Commander and like red decks and having lots of really powerful red cards and then pointing the arrows any way you want. But let's see what else we've got. In green, we have Bellow, which is not bad. Silmene's Favor, which has some definite potential, but we don't know how expensive this deck is going to be. Defensive Bloom, it's hard to get a lot of value out of that. And then just in black, we have Sisters of the Veil. But Sister of the Veil is pretty good. So I think that in terms of just raw value, and I'm kind of ignoring the items. The reason why I'm ignoring the items is because the default items that you get in draft mode are actually really, really good. So you don't really need to spend your draft picks on items. It's kind of unnecessary. So I think at the moment we probably are going to go Legion Commander plus Sister of the Veil. Though I would also consider Arcane Assault and Silmene's Favor, but kind of hard to turn these down. All right, let's go by color. In red, we have Clear the Deck, which is okay. Smeevil Armmaster, not too bad. Getting more attack is always a good thing. Blue has Thunderstorm, which is a really good card. Watchtower, which is terrible. Arcane Assault, flexible. Relentless Zombie, Better Late Than Never are both decent cards. Buying Time we don't want to get because it's hard to get a lot of value out of block and draft. And then we have no green or black cards. So I think that here our best option is Smeevil Armmaster, so we can buff up our red heroes, and then maybe Thunderstorm just because it's a really strong card. Okay, going by colors, we've got Hellbear Crippler and Defensive Stance in red. Personally, I would rather opt for the Hellbear Crippler just because it's a creep and getting things on the board is always nice. In green, we have Rebel Decoy, which is a really great card, but we don't have any other green cards at the moment, so I don't know if we want to go into green. Blue has Buying Times plus Call the Reserves and Arcane Assault. We definitely don't want Buying Time. Call the Reserves and Arcane Assault are okay. I'd probably be more tempted to get Arcane Assault at this point than Call the Reserves, just because if we're going into red, red has really strong creep, and I'd rather rely on red creep than blue creep, you know what I mean? And then black has a Raven Hook, but people don't tend to get a lot of gold in draft mode, so I don't know if we're going to get a whole lot of value out of that. So for that reason, I think I'm going to go with Hellbear Crippler plus Arcane Assault. Restoration Efforts, man, give me stuff that affects the board every single time. That's what I want. Rend Armor, not very good for us. We don't know how popular we're going to see red heroes. Poised to Strike could be valuable. New Orders could be valuable. We might even want to consider taking Stonehall Plate this late in the game. Though if we're going red, red already has a bunch of armor, so that might be redundant. So I think we'll just take these two, just to give our red heroes a bit more flexibility. Apotheosis Blade, huh. So we could take that, but the odds of ever getting to it are super low. So I think we'll just stick with, can we make a red-blue deck maybe? Friendly Fire plus Soothsayer? Apotheosis Blade, man, it's kind of tempting. You know what, let's have, God, it's so expensive. Now let's go with this. And then these two. All right. Oh, yes. We want as many eclipses as possible. Yes, please. And then we have Thunderstorm, which is a really great option. Same thing with Foresight. Relentless Zombie is okay. In red, we have Sucker Punch and Ogre Corpse Tosser. I'm definitely feeling the blue options more. Oh, we also have Cunning Plan in blue. And green, we're not feeling. Black has Gank, which is okay, but it's much better when you have strong black heroes. And at the moment, we do not have strong black heroes. So I think we're going to stick to blue. So we're going to take Luna plus, I think, Thunderstorm, man. It's hard to turn down Thunderstorm. Though we do have to pay attention to the fact that our 6th slot is a little bit expensive, or a little bit loaded at the moment. We've got a lot of 6 cost cards. Maybe Foresight. Now let's go with Thunderstorm. Okay, so we can't pick Lion, which is fine because we don't want to pick Lion. In black, we have Grazing Shot and Pick Off. Pick Off is pretty flexible. I like that option. In blue, we have Wrath of Gold. Don't want that. We've already got some decent board clear, and it blows all our money. Relentless Zombie is okay. In red, we have Pick a Fight. Choose an allied hero at taunts, and then Ogre Conscript plus Rebel Instigator. I definitely want to go with Ogre Conscript just because he's meaty and beefy. And then maybe Relentless Zombie for a decent blocker. I think we're kind of safely going into blue-red at the moment. Rebel Instigator does not strike me as a super strong card. So I think I'm going to go with Relentless Zombie. Or do I want to take... Now that we're going into blue, I might want to take Stonehall Plate just to help keep my blue heroes alive. Actually, let's do that. Maybe we can get that on Luna. And Luna can survive long enough to get a lot of Eclipse charges. Okay, in blue we have Buying Time. Lock is not going to give you a whole lot of mileage. So not really feeling that. Black has Slay plus Pick Off plus Bitter Enemies. Slay's pretty good. Pick Off's pretty good. Bitter Enemies, it's okay. And then in green we have Defend the Weak, but I don't think we're going into green at this point. We have no really solid green options. So I think we'll just go with Slay and Pick Off just in case we pick up a strong black hero down the road. And this armor's not that great anyway, so moving on. Aghanim Sanctum, pretty tempting to be honest. I'm feeling that. Relentless Zombie plus Buying Time are okay options. Cursed Satyr is meaty. And it's worth mentioning, Cursed Satyr does combo really well with blue because if you have Conflagration, then you play Cursed Satyr in a lane and you don't even care about the downside because the zombie just dies to Conflag. So I think I might actually pick up Cursed Satyr just because the other options aren't phenomenal. And if we just happen to get a Conflagration, then we have a match made in heaven. But if we don't get a Conflagration, it's no big deal. We just won't put Cursed Satyr in the deck, and we don't care about these other cards anyway, so no big deal. Since I'm not really feeling any of these cards in particular, I think I'm just going to take Stonehall Pike plus Pick a Fight just because they're kind of versatile. And then these two. Oh, Hellbear Crippler. Nice. Skywrath Mage. We have more blue heroes. That's really tempting. I think I got to go with that. And then in blue, we also have Cunning Plan for a little bit of survivability. Lightning Strike we don't want, and Call to Reserves is okay. Green has Stars Align, which is a really good card, but we don't have any green presence at all, so I think we're going to skip this green plus the Rose Leaf. Black, we got Payday to double your gold plus Hipfire, not bad. I think we're going to go with Cunning Plan just because it'll help keep our Lunara and our Skywrath Mage. So I think we're going to go with Cunning Plan because it will help keep our Skywrath Mage and our Luna alive. Okay, green will ignore. Blue has Thunderstorm, Cunning Plan, Ventriloquy, better late than never. Red has Temple of War plus Armmaster. Black, we're not really feeling here. Bitter Enemies is not fantastic. So, does this tell you what your... No, it doesn't tell you like how many units you have and how many spells you have. That's kind of a shame. I don't want to go too heavy into spells. And I don't want to go too heavy. Like, look at our 6 slot. We have so many 6s, so it's kind of tempting to take Thunderstorm, but we've already got 2. So I think I'm going to go with Smeevil Armmaster and then maybe get a little bit more flexibility because we don't have any. We've got almost no spells in 3, so I think I'm going to pick that up just to give me a little bit more options. Okay, we're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel here. I think we're going to go with Clear the Deck, Not because it's phenomenal, but because we're running out of options. And then I guess Broadsword. I'm not really feeling any of these other cards. We could take Murder Plot, which is okay, but I don't think it's very likely that we're gonna have a black hero at this point. Probably just blue-red. Marrowfell Brawler. I will pick that up. Absolutely. Thank you. Green, we don't care about, and then Arcane Assault. I already got one of those. Yes, I do. And I'll pick up another one. No big deal. Foresight, I will take that. And then I guess Stonehold Blade. Though, I've already got one. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Oh, our deck is so broken! So, for those of you who don't know, the way Luna works at the moment is when Luna procs her passive, all eclipses in your deck, including eclipses from other Lunas, get the charge. So if you have 2 Lunas out in the field, that means you're getting 2 double eclipse charges every single turn. So already our deck is super, super broken. So we've got the Luna, picking that up immediately. Buying Time and Watchtower both suck. In green we don't care about. Rand Armor is real bad. Stonehold Elite's pretty good. And in black we have this, which is garbage. Slay, which is solid. And Cloud. Yeah, we're just going to go with blue-red. Thunderhide Alpha we're going to have to pass on. Why pick a card that helps your opponent? I don't see the point. Troll Soothsayer, not a terrible option. Lightning Strike. I'd rather get something on the board, to be honest. Cutting Plan, not too bad. Buying Time, not that great. And then green we don't care about, and these items we don't really care about. So we'll just go with Cutting Plan. These black cards we're not feeling. I'll take End 1 for me. That's not a terrible option. So is Cleric, we don't care about. These items are okay, not amazing. I guess we could take another Crusader. Yeah, why not? So here, the only 2 spells in our color are Hellbear Crippler, which is not a bad option, and Lightning Strike, which I'm personally not a fan of because I want things that affect the board. We could take Pick Off in the very off chance that we get a really strong black hero, but I think that's kind of unlikely at that point. So we'll just go with, God, it doesn't even matter. I guess Lightning Strike. And then at this point we just stay in color. These items aren't really phenomenal, so we'll stay in color. And then some items. Okay, so we've got another red hero. It's quite tempting to pick that up. I don't know how useful Tidehunter is going to be to us, but I mean, we're in red really heavily, and it would be nice to have another red hero. The question is, would we rather have Tidehunter or Keith the Bold? And it might actually be worth taking Tidehunter just because we have some really great spells. Eclipse, Friendly Fire, Mystic Flare. We have 6 eclipses. Thunderstorms. It'd be really nice to be able to cast those every time we want. So having Tidehunter and Legion Commander to cast Kraken Shells whenever we want would be a great way to ensure we get initiative. So that's tempting. What are the other options? Smasher Defenses. Tempting. Very tempting, actually. Lightning Strike we don't want. All these red cards. We don't want Hellbear Crippler. We already have 2 of these, I think, right? Yeah, we have 3. So yeah, we don't need that. Bronze Legionnaire is great. An excellent card. Magic Maul is not bad. Actually some tempting options. So do we want to do this maybe? Just to give us a little bit more flexibility. Bronze Legionnaire is a really good card. It is the creep killer. But I don't want to go... We don't have anything that deals with improvements, and it'd be nice to have another red hero. So I think I'm going to go with these 2. Okay, green we don't care about. Black, well there's our black hero, but we don't want that hero anyways. So we've got Call the Reserves, Fractured Timeline, not that strong. Really not a lot of great options here. Green we don't care about, so I guess we'll take Call the Reserves. There's almost no chance we're going to play Call the Reserves, because look at the other 6 cost options. Would you rather play Call the Reserves or Eclipse? Would you rather play Call the Reserves or Mystic Flare? So I think we're going to take it just because it's the only decent blue and or red card here. But the odds of us putting it in our deck are slim to nil. So we'll take this, and I guess Assassin's Veil? I don't know. Not great choices for us, to be honest. Self-Sabotage, I am not a fan of. I think it's a cool card, but I don't think it's very strong. So I think I'd rather take Better Late Than Never, plus maybe Stonehold Pike. Sure, we'll do that. And then we'll take Sucker Punch just for a little bit of ready control if we so choose. And honestly, not. It doesn't matter. These cards are... I guess we take it. Don't we already have 2 Crusaders? We do. We'll take a Furline Mantle then. Burning Oil and Lightning Strike. Done. Just because we're not in black and Obliterating Orb is way too expensive. And then these two because we have to. Okay, so let's build our deck. We want Legion Commander, Tidehunter, Luna, Skywrath Mage. And then, in no particular order, we definitely want these Thunderstorms. We definitely want a Foresight, the Sanctum, and one for me is pretty good. Some Cunning Plants to keep our Lunas alive. Is there anything else in here that can help keep our Lunas alive? Not really. Then in green, we have our Conscript and our Brawler. Our Elite. These are just sort of all around useful red cards. Smasher Defenses, one of those, not too bad. Defensive Stance might be decent. Oh no, the guys. Okay, let's take that off for now. New Orders, I like those because they're great for keeping Luna alive. We're still missing out on some cards. We need about 11 more. I think I'll pick a fight. The Soothsayer. We need a bunch more cards. Let me see. Better Late Than Never. Arcane Assault for some initiative. We don't want to go too heavy into initiative because we've already got the Kraken Shells. To be honest, it might almost be better to go with Keep the Bold over Legion Commander. I mean Tidehunter. Call the Reserves. I definitely don't want to stack too heavily in 6, but I will take Friendly Fire. And then let's sort of round this out with red. Maybe 1 clear the deck. And then another Smeevil, and then unfortunately we didn't get any conflagrations. Let's try the Hellbear Crippler. And with items, we definitely want the Traveler's Cloak, the Short Sword, and then we'll take some of these Stonehall Pike, and the Stonehall Plates. One more. We have, let me see, 2 armor, 3 health, and 3 weapons. So I'd like another health, probably health. Actually, no, not that one. I want let's go with the Assassin's Veil. I think. Remove the Furline Mantle. Yeah, let's do that. That'll definitely help keep our Lunas alive. So this is our deck. It does one thing kind of okay, which is try to keep your Lunas alive as much as possible by giving them defensive items like Stonehall Plate plus Furline Mantle, and then using red spells to protect them by redirecting arrows and that sort of thing. So honestly, I think this deck isn't too bad. It's a little bit heavy in the 6 mana slot, as you can see, but we do have Aghanim Sanctum, which will help with that a little bit, so we could do double Eclipse, which would be really nasty. And Eclipse will just get so insanely strong. And the idea is we'll use our Legion Commander's duels. Oh, it just occurred to me. Legion Commander duel sucks with Tidehunter. So we don't want Tidehunter. We actually do want Keep the Bold. Yeah, like what's the point of using duel on Tidehunter? It's so bad. So we're going to go with Keep. Keep's just basically a really big body. There's just not a lot of synergy between Legion Commander and Tidehunter, so I think I'm going to go with these options. And we're going to rely on blue to win us the game, I guess, with their board clearing spells. Don't know how good this deck is. I wish I could play it, but unfortunately I can't. So that's my video for today. I wish I had gameplay footage for you, but I don't. Thank you so much for watching. Dabacab out.